sorry, I'm addicted to TikTok.
Finally.
I'm not.
Oh.
That was a joke.
You know, there's something that's very popular on TikTok is twerk talk.
Oh,
where people twerk.
Fishing talk, that'll get him into it. There's fish talk.
There are a lot of fishing TikToks too.
Yeah, but I'm looking for information.
They give you information so fucking fast.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what I want.
Oh, because you have a learning disability.
Yes.
I saw one that was actually really informative. Well, no, it was actually talking about like particular local fish.
He's fish lexic.
It was like more based off of like Santa Monica and like the fish that you buy out of that, or not buy, that you catch out of that pier, because you know how people always fish over there.
Yeah.
It's all the local fish that don't have teeth, so you could fuck their mouths as much as you want.
Which is weird because
what the fuck?
A lot of ocean fish have teeth.
It's a very short list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. There's
the fish that doesn't.
You could fuck a surf perch.
It's mostly like, don't fuck any of these fish because people would be very disturbed by it, especially if you're still on the pier.
Why do you have to even be specific about which fish not to fuck? Just don't fuck fish, maybe.
Well, I mean, that's a little...
You get in writing that fish don't like it, and you publish that.
People are into what they're into, man. You know? You changed my mind about fucking food. I don't fucking food all the time.
Yeah,
and the next step is...
Fish?
Fuck it before it becomes food.
Sea bass.
But fish, homie?
You could... Nah, I wouldn't put my dick
What about
a
beat his ass, sea bass!
A dugong?
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon?
Well, the Pokemon is based off of the actual animal.
Yeah.
Dugong.
That's not a fish.
Is the name...
That's a mammal.
Well, yeah, but it shares attributes. Dugong. Well, they say that dugong has the most similar vagina to a human.
Oh,
yeah, they are horny too.
Yeah, I don't know how true it is because I did get that information off of Mansers.
Oh, well, I take it for a grain of salt. I would have to see it for myself.
There are diagrams. I'm sure there's...
Nah,
like off the topic
with my own eyes, real life.
Oh, otherwise, that's a CGI human pussy on that dugong there.
They're deep fakes.
Sorry.
Deep fake dugong pussy.
If there is that, then we officially know that people have too much time on their hands.
Oh, dude, we already know people have too much
time.
I mean, we already knew that there was too much time on their hands when all this like hentai furry shit became so prevalent.
I would like to apologize to all of our marine biologist listeners, if there are any, and all of our Pokemon listeners.
I would challenge a marine biologist to have the time to even try to cancel anybody.
This is true.
They don't care about anything but like
marine life
or whatever. Totally. You know what they're trying to cancel?
It's not
people actually fucking the animals.
Yeah. No.
With oil.
Yeah. People, yeah. They're trying to cancel people fucking
Which is really fucked up. They just want them to raw dog. They don't want any lubricant. Oil. That's where I was going with that.
I got you.
Sorry, that was a far stretch. Welcome back to another episode of Camp Oddwood.
We are a friend and an ally to the coral reefs.
Yeah, actually we are.
I was just making jokes about fucking animals.
We don't actually...
I have nothing to apologize for.
Well, we don't go to beach... Well, I mean, we go to beaches. We don't spend time cleaning them up. But I think it's safe to say whenever we get 6 packs of things, we cut up all the little plastic holder things.
Yeah. Actually...
Well, I think we don't.
I do.
Because we just don't get those like type of
whenever you do.
But whenever we do, we put it in a cooler before we go to the beach.
But he's saying in general cutting it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you did.
Well, I think that the issue with that is we shouldn't have to cut it because it shouldn't be going to the ocean. But
yeah, throw it in the trash.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean not. I mean the landfill people should know where, like, make sure that it doesn't get there. Well, okay, we can't do that. So we cut the rings. We're ring cutters.
Yeah.
Yes,
if it comes down to that.
I just saw Whitney Cummings spend a lot of effort trying to get rid of a straw that she saw in a river or something because of she cares that much about
turtles.
That's
cool. That's hot.
Why do white women care so much about animals and not
people
yeah.
of color?
Pass.
What's on the agenda for today, boys? Boyos.
So, I actually wanted to get into something that we haven't really talked about. Seeing that we are, in one of our previous episodes, we did talk about it a little bit in relation to another podcast. Bloodbath.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Bloodbath.
I realized in 30-something episodes, it's only come up in passing. But I wanted to lightly discuss our experiences growing up mixed.
Okay.
So my experience growing up mixed was the same as everybody else in my neighborhood. How about you? Same? All right. Thanks for sharing.
We'll see you next episode.
Yeah. Let's move on. So my experience as an Asian. Same. So.
Okay.
No, so. I guess a more specific question. Did you guys ever deal with have an identity crisis?
Short answer, no. Not really.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm Zach. I'm so sure of myself. Of course you didn't, because you were able to just slide right in there with the curly-headed whites. Yep, you're just like, yep, I'm just a lamb-headed white guy.
Yep, just blended in.
Yeah, and they're just like, yo, we'll take it,
Just kept my hair short.
Yeah.
No, I knew this guy in my lip
school. A little bit.
Like, all the Jewish kids saw his fro and was like, that's too thick. That's too thick to be Jewish. What's your last name?
Grandel.
That's Polish. Get out of here with your afro and your soft-looking lips.
Yeah, you were gonna say
that's a predator.
something else.
There's some predators at Birmingham.
Like the teachers?
Maybe.
Yes.
Probably.
Dreadlocks.
PE teachers, especially.
Fucking thermal vision.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
A lot of predators, man.
Oh, gosh.
Got
Yeah,
him.
why did they make that predator Jamaican? Okay, how about you, Henry? I mean, it kind of worked for you, I guess, huh?
I mean, I just made friends with a lot of people, like, of every race. So, like, it wasn't as apparent until I started getting older, kind of just the whole identity of race. And it was, like, towards, I would say, like, definitely middle school, end of elementary school, like, I'd make friends, and they didn't know who my dad was, and then he'd show up, and they're like, oh, is this, like, your stepdad? I was like, no, that's my dad. They're like, oh. Because when I was younger, I just looked complete Asian. And then I started looking more and more half Asian as I got older. Yeah. And then...
I thought your dad was your stepdad when I met him.
See, there you go.
Or actually, initially, I thought that I came over and you were getting your AC fixed. So I thought your dad was the guy fixing the AC.
The AC repairman?
And I was like, yo, this is really comfortable.
My dad's the mailman.
Yeah, because it's his house.
I was like, he must be a friend of the family because he's kind of comfortable.
Damn, he's been around here to fix this AC for so long.
And then when I saw him the second time I came, I was like, oh, that must be his stepdad. And then I forgot how it was solidified to me, but I was like, oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot. That's his fucking dad. Oh no, when you're like, Pops, blah blah blah, and then you're asking him something, I was like, oh, that has to be his full dad.
That's his father.
Yeah, that's his father.
Hilarious.
So I was like, whoa. But yeah, well, because your dad had like Dickie shorts and
black t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's all my dad ever wears.
Yeah, I know. But for some reason, I remember when I first met him, I was like,
hey, if you're comfortable,
this is a comfortable ass AC repair guy.
Well, it doesn't help that his name's Earl. Yeah. Plumber's crack and everything. Yeah, I don't know. Like, even then, I just kind of... I've always been kind of aware that I was different, even among, like, my Asian family. Definitely more apparent, like, around my white family. But, yeah, I don't know. Both my parents were kind of black sheeps of their respective families, and they ended up kind of helping the most people out in their families and actually being probably like, the more down-to-earth and actually grounded and were there for people when they actually needed it. And it's like, but still they kind of got treated as more or less the outsiders. So I kind of got used to being like that and just kind of owning up to it and just getting used to being treated as like, oh, we're accepting you as far as like my Asian group of friends, but we're going to treat you like you're our white friend almost.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, like a lot of those, especially in high school, like those groups, like the group of Asian friends that all only hang out with each other, for some reason, and I don't know if it, maybe it's just in general, their jokes never change. So then it does get old, and then you're like, dude, fucking, okay, dude, like, oh, this is our white friend, Henry. Oh. It's like, it's been 6 years. You don't have to do that anymore.
Well, the one thing I don't appreciate is being called like, oh, you're like the Asian Vince Vaughn.
Oh, God,
yeah. Because you don't like Vince Vaughn.
Well, I don't hate Vince Vaughn. Oh, it's just that, like...
Well, maybe you've grown out of it, but you used to really
No, yeah,
like
I used to
guy.
really not like him. Like, I mean... Well, at the time, he was, like, at the height of his career. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked him in, Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
And everything else. Other than, like... It was like that Jennifer Aniston movie. I really didn't like it. Just
when they break up?
Yeah. But mostly because of how, like, real that whole kind of scenario and situation was, where, like, she was, like, checked out long ago, and he didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I felt like, I don't want to be, like, that, and I love swingers, and I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be rejected by Jennifer Aniston.
That, or, like, you know, the guy dancing on tables. Like, it was for, like, to make his friend feel better in swingers, but, like, yeah. I don't want to be... Fuck. I am the guy, though. I was like, I don't want to be the guy, like, at home playing video games, like, just eating pizza and getting stoned with all of his friends and shit. And I was just like, what have I become?
What am I?
You're Vince Vaughn.
That's when he had his
Henry
identity
Vaughn.
crisis. Who am I?
Maybe.
Oh, that is. So there's fucking Henry's identity crisis is still fucking going on. Is he Vince Vaughn?
Am I Vince Vaughn?
Are you the Asian Vince Vaughn?
You know what? I wish. He plays Dungeons and Dragons all the time, and he's just rich, and he gets to do shit like that.
Yeah. Whenever people are like, "Oh, why are we always talking about race? Why does representation matter?" Blah blah blah, all this shit about like the media, and like TV shows and whether or not it matters that kids get to see themselves and stuff. For the longest time, I was so fucked up on who I was really allowed to date because a lot of the stuff was either like it was always, you would always end up with someone that was your race. So they would always pair everybody off by race. So especially like in a scary movie or whatever, it would be, you know, the black couple, then all the white couples, right? They would pair everybody up by race. And even in commercials, it would always be the case. So I always thought like, oh, fuck. Even though I'm mixed, it's also because from being mixed, every time I would mention the mix, because it was pretty rare at the time, everybody'd be so astounded, and I thought that was the only reason that it seemed special, because nobody really does it that much. So then the only mixes that I thought were prevalent was like white and black, and then even then, that was only so prevalent, right? So then for a long time, I was like, damn, I'm not Asian enough for the Asians. Definitely not black enough for the blacks. So then who do I date? The only people I can date, and I don't speak Spanish, so I can't date Hispanic women. And then I was like, who can I date? I guess I can only date Filipinos because that's like the closest thing. Unless I find
a Hawaiian person.
Either a Hawaiian person or somebody who's similar to me. But even then, that shit ended up kind of coming up, and I still fucked it up. Because I remember at 24 Hour Fitness, there's a Hawaiian desk person. And she kept trying to talk to me, and I was just being fucking weird, like, just giving her very short answers. And she was like really trying to like talk to me. I didn't really recognize it until later, until she was like gave up on me and then just like
stopped talking
to me. Really, I was like, oh, how come she's not like saying hi to me or whatever? Oh, damn, she was like, maybe I was
being a douche.
I wasn't being a douche.
Well, I know, but from a perspective,
like you're just showing like, no interest.
Yeah. Well, because she would always like try to start up more conversation than like slide your fucking thing. She's like, oh hey, I like your shirt. That's a cool shirt. Like she'd always compliment me and shit. And
ask
then
you how you're doing.
Yeah. And
you're like, oh, she's just being nice, of being a good front desk person.
Yeah. And then I realized after it all went away that I was like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. And then, well, there was actually no chance of this, but this actually ended up reinforcing my issues. Was this fool, his girlfriend at the time had a friend who was the same mix as me, but she subscribed to all the very generic, basic interests of life. So she wanted a tall. Well, so she went full on like tall black guys was what she was into.
No, she definitely leaned towards more of her black heritage.
Yeah. So, and I'm a short. So she just looked at me like a short Asian man, and then because I remember when you were trying to introduce me to her or whatever, she was aggressively uninterested.
It didn't help that Tin was with us, and I think wasn't Peter also there?
Maybe.
All I remember, all it did was just.
But then
all I remember was my girlfriend at the time saying, "You should have just come with Alex," and I was just like, "Damn." Sorry, man.
Well,
it didn't ruin anything. It did, but I guess.
Oh my god.
What the fuck did she say? I'm trying to remember. It just made me look way taller and way more put together than kind of the rest of the gang, because you were trying to wrangle together like Peter. Oh no! It was
Tin and Jensen.
No, it was Tin and Naveed.
Oh. Yeah.
And
interesting combo.
But I don't know. Like even I definitely.
You were definitely the coolest out of the three, but I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think that there was any
interest at
any
all.
way that that would have ever worked out.
That's true too. Now that I'm thinking back at it, yeah.
Well, because when I then hung out with her again later, she's just way too vain. Mm-hmm. So, but
I'm still trying to figure out who this person is.
You probably saw her before. She was like Nicole, and Rachel's friend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think her name is Morgan.
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
Megan? I don't know. Anyway,
but I mean But the thing is that probably was like a blessing in disguise, because for somebody to make a judgment like that from something so like trivial and like
that's not a person you want to be with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dodged a bullet.
But what was it? I was gonna say this at the very beginning, but this further helps reinforce this too. When you were like, I wasn't sure who to really date, or who I was allowed to date, but it was just like, well, no, it wasn't really that as much as they weren't sure who they were allowed to date, as far as like, you better not date any of those brown boys. You bring one of those boys over here, I'm gonna shoot him. Just say shit like that.
Jeez.
And then
in the valley,
that's just a joke. But yeah, if they allow themselves to date you, pretty much is how it is, or if they allow you to date them. But it's really any human being.
Yeah. So I mean, that kind of plagued me for a while because I did get that. I definitely did kind of get that, like side eye especially from like the girls that only hung out with other Asians or whatever. Like I just could never break through. And then so it was a problem. Like it's not really as much of a problem now. And then later on, like, you know, it's also the thing is that there's like sub categories to it, like sub niches to it all as well. So like a lot of those full Asian groups are also preps. So like the preppy kids at the same time. Yeah. So then I don't fit on multiple levels.
Yeah. I mean, I think a whole nother level of me, I don't know. I've always been kind of comfortable, I would say. I had more identity issues as a kid because people would call me a girl because I had long hair and I'd get into fights a lot. But like,
yeah, kids would call me kamikaze monkey.
Shit like that. Jesus. But no, God. Like in high school, I was just more or less like, I really don't give a fuck anymore. And I think that's also why I made friends and also didn't necessarily, like the group I belonged to was with like Zach, Marcel, Gabe, Matt. Like we'd hang out at lunch. Like we had like our core group of friends, but then like we weren't really like enemies with anyone. Like we were friends with like a lot of different circles and cliques. Yeah. So like I'd like hop around and just say what's up to people, and people were always generally chill with me because honestly didn't give a shit. So people were like, oh, that guy's cool. Like I'd show up to parties with 40s and everyone would be like, whoa, and I was just like, what? Because I was just used to going out to parties with my older brother and like going to shows, sing bands, backyard parties, getting drunk. And then when it started happening in high school, once like my outside life as far as like partying and going out started interlapping with high school stuff, everyone just thought I was like even cooler after that. And I was just like,
so cool.
I really didn't give a shit. Like we ended up like,
he was pretty cool.
Okay, we didn't rob anyone, but we definitely like triple charged people at some of the parties that like we would host. Like we like because my older brother's like friends with musicians and like DJs and all this shit. They'd throw parties, and then like after winter formal, like they came to like our party, our warehouse party. So I was the doorman, and I'd charge them to get in. And then there was like an extra doorman where Zach was like giving stamps and shit, and he was charging them again. And then they'd go to the bar and buy more drinks.
Oh, it was great.
It was pretty great. And it was like all like the most popular kids in school.
Damn, that's pretty funny.
So you want to come in again? $5.
Damn. But yeah,
and they're all trying to look like ballers in front of the girls. So
yeah, well, because I also went to like a small, magnet type or like charter school.
Yeah.
I mean, I was cool with everybody at that school or whatever, and then, but I also had a lot of friends outside of the school. So, but I would just do my little nerd thing.
Well, I think you were the only kid in that high school that had abs.
I don't know.
Probably.
Wait, are you saying my whole school is fat?
Either fat or
skinny,
malnourished.
No, I think there was some. No, Clarence had really the other half Japanese black kid.
No, he had abs.
He had abs too. He had really good abs.
That's just good genetics.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
You can hear a little some.
All right. So we talked for a long while about my sad teenhood, my sad adolescence,
all of our identity crises of
all my
rejection.
Babies.
Well, I like I said, I didn't really have much.
Daddy, why didn't you hug me?
Yeah.
You hugged the mailman.
Or both of you. This is basically how our conversation just went. Yeah, man. I was really cool. You not so much. Oh, yeah. So I just didn't want to be touched. I was so fucking creeped out. I just was like, hi. And then you guys are like, oh, never dealt with that. Just we scammed the cool kids, and then everybody's like, you could probably like cooler than the cool kids. So that was my experience. And then they're like, oh, you're mixed?
Hey, don't
let me put my mouth around your penis. And then I'm like, excuse me, what's your name? Kill yourself. Okay.
Hey, he was only cool by proxy.
Damn.
No, I'm just kidding. No. This
was fucking high school. I didn't give a fuck.
Well, at a degree, so was I, because the only reason I was at that party is because my older brother was in a band, and then he had all these other friends that had other friends that were throwing these parties. And they're like, Henry, you're a pretty big guy. Would you like to do the door? And I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, what am I going to do? They're just going to give me free drinks, and I'm going to watch the door. Fuck yeah.
So you guys are cool to each other by proxy, but your story, what you explained, is that I got even lamer by proxy, because you basically said that your girlfriend at the time was like, oh, you shouldn't have had those other friends over because Alex next to you looks like a fucking lame-o. Ew. She said yucky. When she saw that you guys next to each other, he looks like Danny DeVito to your Arnold Schwarzenegger. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You ruined all his chances. Yeah, now we're going to have to put it on our blog, and everybody's going to know that he's garbage.
How was it hanging out with the coolest kid in your high school, though?
Who's the coolest kid in my high school?
Jensen.
No.
I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy to us.
He's like, hey, fuck you. I was the coolest kid in that school. I had a full head of hair.
Oh. So did everybody else.
That's true.
Oh, shit. I
have a dream.
Oops. Have a dream where I win the lottery, motherfuckers.
And I use all that money to ice out me and my boys, get us all brand new whips, and roll out this motherfucker looking fresh as shit, and let all these trifling bitches that didn't think we could be nothing look at us and say, damn, there goes Henry, Zach, and Alex. I wish I stayed sucking on that ping.
Yep. Sure.
Or stayed in a relationship with them, respectful.
Stayed sucking on their peen. I was gonna say, oh Jesus. Was what did MLK say on the Boondocks? Black entertainment television is the worst television I've ever seen. And then he also said, he finished it off saying, like, fuck you, I'm moving to Canada. Something like that.
Oh, yeah. I quickly wanted to
talk about a dream
that I had about, that isn't as noble as MLK's dream. My dream has more to do with, so actually I had a dream that I was eating a big bowl of ground beef, like taco flavored, just by itself, and then I was spilling it in the bed. And it was getting in the sheets and stuff.
It's all greasy.
And the dog was trying to eat it, and then and I got in trouble.
By who?
Alexandra was like, well, you're getting meat in the bed. And then I was just like, oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And I just kept eating it. And I was like, no, I'll try to be more careful. I'm trying to be more careful. And it just, I could not spill it. And it just was like down my, and I was like, had meat in my belly button.
Oh, there's ground beef everywhere. I don't know what's going on. Like, were you like, maybe like you're really drunk in your dream and you didn't know it, and you're just like, oh fuck,
I love ground beef.
Ground beef.
Yeah, that was
So good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beef in bed. Nom nom nom.
Oh, spilling some. Come here, doggy.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, this meat's
damn.
getting all over the place.
Yeah.
Those are little meat treats for the dog.
Oh, there's little chunks in my belly button.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's just lint. Yeah.
Extra flavors. Just more toppings.
What does it mean? What do you think it means? Ground beef dream.
Stop eating in the bed, maybe?
But I don't. I already don't eat in the bed.
Oh. Stop
Maybe it's telling you
eating beef?
you should eat in the bed.
And make a mess. Grease up.
What if you woke up and you actually shat the bed after having that dream?
Then I wouldn't have to ask you guys what it meant.
I shat the bed. That's the ground beef was. Thank God I didn't get any of it in my
Oh,
mouth.
the dog's eating it. The dog's eating it.
Maybe you want ground beef?
Maybe you're craving ground beef and something. Like a beef bowl or like...
Maybe I'm protein deficient.
I doubt
I don't
it.
think so. I eat so fucking much.
Yeah.
But that does remind me. Did you guys ever have the dream where you need to piss when you're sleeping, and you're probably about to pee in the bed, so you're in like a urinal or a porta potty, and you're about to just go pee regular in your dream, but then you realize, oh, if I pee in my dream, I'm gonna fucking piss my bed. So then you snap awake and then you go to the bathroom.
I can't recall, but I know for a fact that my brother had that.
And
he
peed the bed?
No, it was worse.
Shit.
In my opinion, it was worse.
He pooped.
I think he was no. He still peed, but he didn't pee in a toilet. He peed in the corner of my dad's room.
Wait, so he got up?
He got up,
And like slept walked.
thought he was in the bathroom.
Oh.
Actually, now that reminds me of a time that I almost did that, but I peed in a trash can
Oh, shit.
because I was just so out of it. But no, my brother got up from the bed, walked towards the bathroom, and upstairs my bathroom is like to the left.
Yeah.
If you're walking towards my dad's, but my dad was sleeping in the room and caught my brother peeing in a corner,
Oh, fuck.
and my brother had to like clean it up.
How was he drunk?
I
old
think
was
he
he?
was drunk. Probably like some in his 20s, early 20s.
That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I think he was drinking that same night. But
I mean, I had a dream where I was at a urinal and I was about to pee, but the guy next to me screamed, "Pee fight!" And he started like waving all his piss at me. And I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't pee. I couldn't retaliate. It was the worst. Why won't my pee come out? I can't fight back.
just defenseless.
That was a dream that I used to have a lot, where I would be a ninja about to fight other ninjas, but my sword wasn't hard. Like, it was wiggly. It was like a noodle. And so then I would try. You've had that type of dream?
I've not specifically with ninjas, but with like objects, and you're trying to swing it at somebody, but it's obviously not effective because
Yeah.
it's like a noodle.
So that was one that I would always have. Or I used to have ones where I was about to get into a fight, and then for some reason I either forgot how to fight or my punches were so weak that they didn't do anything. And then that gave me and that was when I was getting beat up or getting in fights a lot in elementary and middle school. So it would give me anxiety, like, fuck, what if I try to hit this fool and like nothing happens? And then I ended up getting past that by getting into a fight and then doing all right.
Being like, oh shit, it was just a dream.
It's like, my punches work. My kicks.
I remember having a dream where, you know, when like you're a kid and you run through the house and you're turning off all the lights and you think something's chasing you.
Yeah.
It was something like that, but I saw the things that were chasing me, and they were demons. And I remember running into my room and like grabbing a golf club, and my cat was on the bed, and I remember covering my cat and just swinging the golf club behind me in my dream, and I just remember feeling the sensation of the golf club just like smacking things really hard. It's like, and I was just like, oh my god, that was fucking terrifying. Because you feel it hitting shit, but you don't see what's going on. You're just like, oh my god.
I could dissect that one for you. You're afraid of demons trying to eat Simon.
I'm afraid of my cat being hurt. Yes.
Yeah, by demons.
By demons.
Yeah,
That's funny.
tell me if, okay. Let's see if you guys can help me figure out what this one means, because this is a reoccurring one throughout my entire life. And I've had it a lot, and I don't know that I've ever heard anybody. Or let's see if you guys might have had this one. It's very specific though. I'm either on some kind of field trip with a peer group or something, but we're in like the tropics going and we're being showed around by somebody, right? So we're going on like a hike, right? And there's like rivers with a bunch of like sandbars or whatever, with palm trees that are bent down and tied, so they're tied down in an arch. And I always end up stepping on one, and it releases the tie and shoots me into the sky. And then every time I come down, I hit another one, and it shoots me back up, and I'm just like floating over, trying to get everybody's attention at the bottom. I'm like, hey, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And I get shot back up, like, what? Oh fuck! Hey, help! So yeah, that's my, and that will keep happening. And the one time it got disrupted, I landed in a hot air balloon, and I was like, oh shit, what's up? I was like, oh, how'd you get up here? Oh man, dude, those fucking palm trees that they have down there, fucking nuts.
That's some Donkey Kong Country shit.
Yeah. So
maybe it means like, well, one, you don't, like, if a situation were to go bad, you're afraid of people not helping you out. But then there's always that one person that comes through regardless of what's going on. It's like, okay, you're good now, but what the fuck is going on? I just came to help you out. Yeah,
maybe obstacles.
Yeah, maybe or traps.
Traps.
That's
Be
what that
weary of traps.
Because some people might not help you out, even though you're desperately.
Or people might not notice that you got caught in a trap.
I think it's stay away from palm trees, especially if they're tied down to the base of themselves. I don't know. Maybe like. Yeah, what Zach said, needing help and it not being heard. Also, a fear of failing to communicate, especially if you're when you need help. Or when you're in the sky, when you're above.
That I'm better than everybody.
And that no one else could hear you. Maybe you're at this higher level and you're like, oh shit, you're screaming for help when you're in the air?
He's trying to get their attention.
I'm just trying to get their attention mostly.
Oh, then you're like, hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Here comes another palm tree. Wow. Guys up here.
Must have been a lot of palm trees.
Yeah, dude. I've also had one. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk more about dreams another day.
I mean, like I had another dream that like is kind of short that I just remember like felt terrible. It was a zombie dream. Wasn't that scary until it got real. And like a freshly made zombie was coming at me, and all I had was a pen. And you know, when you think of yourself, oh, if I had a pen, I'd just like stab somebody in the eye or blah, 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 and just kill them real fast. Jason Bourne it. I remember sticking it in the person's nose or in the zombie's nose and having to like really fucking
force it in.
There.
Yeah, because that's
and
the
that
break
fucking,
into the skull.
That felt awful. Like the reality of actually jamming a pen into somebody's brain through their nose.
Yeah.
I just remember waking up and feeling really gross about that. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So what if the, you know how, you know, our growth in recognizing, you know, mental illness, trauma, and all that kind of stuff is starting to come to a head, you know? Because like therapy has become so prevalent, and you know, millennials and Gen Zers are so aware and focused on their mental health, and are aware of all their traumas and letting people know and stuff, right? What if either eventually this becomes common, or maybe if it's even happening, that our dreams are traumatizing us in ways that we don't even know subconsciously? Or
yes, because I had a dream. This is the latest dream I had, and I'll make it quick, but I was with you guys and like a few other of our friends. We were at a lake, and Marcel wanted to go fishing, and so we brought like all this fishing gear. And I remember him handing me a fishing pole and like the reel, and the line was all fucking tangled up and bunched up, and it just wasn't going to work. And I remember being so frustrated at Marcel because he's over there having fun doing this while I'm sitting down trying to fix his shit. And it made me so frustrated that when I woke up, I was frustrated.
You're like mad at Marcel?
I wasn't like mad at him. I was mad at him in my dream. But I was like, fuck yeah, I hate when that shit happens.
You call him and you start complaining, and he's like, yo, dude, you're acting like I'm your girlfriend and fucked somebody else in your dream.
When something anxiety-inducing happens in a dream and you wake up with that feeling, that sucks.
Yeah.
Where like
Exactly
you can't recognize that it's a dream, that you could just throw that on the ground and grab a new fishing pole out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I know what that dream means, though.
What?
That you need to trim your pubes.
Oh, no,
And that Marcel is already... he's already scorched the earth. He's baby smooth.
But I trimmed my pubes already.
Yeah, and they're growing in.
This was like a few days ago.
Too fast. Oh, so you're getting that sandpaper action.
A little bit. Well, no, not really. It was just a trim. No shaving involved, except for my balls. I did shave my coin purse.
Your coin purse?
My coin purse.
The brain.
Yeah,
the pinky and the brain.
I keep my coin purse furry.
But
you got those long Jap pubes.
The long Jap pubes. Yeah, I don't have very many. It's like one of those forests where with the really thin trees that are really tall, but then they're all like COVID 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they're all
really spread out.
But their canopy is all connected.
Just a knot.
It's like a bamboo grove, but it's not at the top.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
No, I've had dreams where I've woken up feeling pissed off or like anxious or what have you, sad, happy.
So I wonder if in the future, like the new thing is gonna be like,
altering.
You can't say that kind of thing to me. It triggers me because I have trauma from a dream that I like. Start suggesting that like, oh, I have just as much trauma as you because I've had dreams about it, and not to be fucked up, but I don't want to say who, because it has been pointed out to me that I have a tendency to complain about people, and then everybody around me starts to grow disdain. So I'm trying to be better about that. But it's somebody that I know.
That argument is
Really?
only valid if it's a reoccurring nightmare.
But if you're saying like, oh, I have that same trauma because I had a dream about it.
No.
Right? That's fucked up to say to somebody. Somebody's like telling you like, yo, I have trauma because I was beaten by my parents or whatever. And then you're like, I share that trauma because I've had dreams about being beaten by my parents.
Yeah, no, sorry to whoever this is, but that is not how.
Was that the dream? Or was that the same type of trauma to that level that they're trying to say?
Well, they're trying to get on that person's level. It wasn't what we're talking about, but it was like that type of thing.
I know the person who you're talking about, and I think that person needs to seriously kind of understand that you could reason with and understand where people are coming from without trying to steal that trauma valor. You know what I mean?
Or like
or you could talk to somebody and just not have a similar experience and still try and level with them and still have a conversation, still try and help somebody deal with something. And I think that person is just trying to not one up, but just try to let the other person know that like, oh, I know what you're talking about because I've had to deal with something similar. But it's just like, no, you could be an understanding or just not understand or not have anything very similar to what they're going through, but still be there for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're also part of the 1% of the BDB statistics out of the, like, globally, too.
Yeah, because
the big dick boys.
Oh.
We're part of that 1%.
I'm an MBD.
These
BDB.
Them big dick boys. Anyway, back to what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah, that was left field as fuck. That was so left field that I think it came from the right.
I was like, what other 1% are we a part of?
No, that motherfucker hit a baseball. It went left and then went around the orbit of Earth and then came from the right. I was like, what? I just thought it went that way, though.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But
there's your Henry joke.
But I don't know if we're not BDB, global BDB. We're not global BDB. We're MDB.
MDB?
I wouldn't know.
Globally?
I think we're on average.
That's what I'm saying. MDB.
Yeah. I don't know.
A medium. Maybe you're BDB. Maybe you're solo, dude.
I was just judge it off my hand.
Well, you've measured yourself.
Yeah.
9,000 inches you have.
Wrap it around the globe. Swing it around. Yeah. So when the aliens come attacking, they're like, oh, this ain't Earth, this is Saturn.
You just unravel in it.
There's just a ring.
Their spaceship back out into the solar system.
Just gonna lasso the moon.
Yeah.
Swing it at them alien ships. Use it as Earth's mace.
That's
my gosh.
It's number one defense for Earth.
God.
Henry's peen.
I don't know how effective a fleshy mace would really be.
Well, if it was that big.
Oh.
I'm grabbing the moon with my dong and then swinging the moon.
You're gonna fuck Earth up.
What if you had a weapon that was made out of muscle? So if like a bat, right? You swing the bat, but then you can make it get hard right as it's about to make contact. Do you think it would be more effective?
No.
Because then it could go limp when you need it to. And then you could put it in your pocket. And then it could take it out.
A bat?
And then
you could put even if it was made out of muscle and a
flaccid bat though?
Yeah. Okay. That's hard normal bats like this, right? A flaccid bat, at some point, it's gonna have to have some.
But it's
gonna be like.
It would be elite, but it would be 50% smaller and 70% more malleable.
Well, that's why
that would be like having a pocket snake.
50% more malleable.
That'd be like a snake almost. Like if out of nowhere a snake decided to stiffen up out of nowhere and just go straight and just go whack. I mean, it'd have to be like a snake design.
Yeah, but then Well, actually, I guess the blood wouldn't have, the fluid wouldn't have anywhere to go, because part of what.
Oh shit! We should go to the Reddit.
Goes back into the rest of your body.
Yeah, it's flowing
to the rest of my body.
I don't think a flaccid bat that turns hard right before impact would be as much or more effective.
But then what if your bat? But then your bat would bruise, and then you would feel bad about using it too much.
Like not only that, but you're gonna have to work the bat out to get it stronger.
Yeah, work the bat,
and you have to massage it.
Put it in ice baths.
We need more things that are flesh.
You have to feed it protein.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so ineffective when you can just have a normal bat. Now, you can't put it in your pocket, but at least you don't have to do all those other fucking things.
But what if wood had emotions? Maybe it did. Maybe we don't.
Okay, if wood had emotions, it'd be like, how am I feeling today? He's about to swing me at this person's face. I don't feel like hurting anybody today, flaccid.
But then it's like, oh, but I'm just hard no matter what because I'm wood.
Then it's just a normal fucking wooden bat.
If you want a flaccid bat, just buy nunchucks.
Okay.
See what I did there?
A little bit.
Chronicles of Reddit.
Yeah, I was going to say we're at like hour 40 right now.
Oh,
the Chronicles of
shit.
Reddit.
Okay, this one's a quick one. I mean, there is an update, but...
You're a quick one.
The update is a lot longer, but anyways.
You're a lot longer.
We'll see what you guys think about this one. This one's interesting.
Sock it to us.
Here it goes. The title is, Am I the asshole for keeping track of the outfits my friends wear?
Maybe.
Well, listen to the thing.
Me?
Listen to
What do you mean?
No, I pointed at Alex only because Alex has a really good memory, and I remember he would always point out people's like outfits. Oh, you wore that yesterday. Or no. He would try and jog people's memories by telling them what they were wearing that day.
Oh yeah.
And then people would be like, "Oh, that's weird that you remember that. That actually helped."
Yeah.
That was always pretty funny.
That's true.
Yeah, so this one is, am I the asshole for keeping track of the outfits my friends wear? A habit I've had for almost 3 years now is that every day I write down a description of the outfits my friends are wearing. I do this with my friends because I go to school with them and I see them every weekday. The exception of when I've done this is when school is virtual and over summers and breaks. I've had the same friends for a while, so I have data on some of them dating back to when I started doing this. I do this because at first it was an experiment to see how often people repeat the outfits they wear. If I could find out that, then I could know how often it's acceptable for me to repeat an outfit. Then it just became a habit and I like doing it. It's cool to see how their styles have changed over the years, and sometimes I can predict what they'll wear based on past data. I like the routine of it, and I like going over my findings. My friends have never known I've done this. I had a friend over yesterday, and I went to the bathroom while she was left in my room. I kept all my data on a Google document, end quote. I create a new document for the records each month, end quote. Or in parentheses, so I can easily copy and paste information into Google Sheets if I want to make some kind of chart. I had left my computer open and the document was pulled up in another tab. On the original tab, my friend and I had been watching YouTube. My friend says she accidentally closed the tab and that's how she found my document. She read through part of it and got upset. She told me that it's weird and now she's told our other friends. They don't care that much, but they definitely think it's strange. They don't know that I've been doing this for 3 years. They only know about the document I've had for this month. I'm a little upset that my friend went through a document of mine, but I don't think she was snooping, so I'm not upset with her. My friend says that it's an invasion of privacy and creepy. I don't see why, because it's just an outfit, not something personal. Also, everyone sees her outfit when she leaves the house, so would it really be that different if I just remembered all their outfits. She asked me how I'd feel if she did this to me, but I'd like it if this happened to me, and I think it's cool and want to see the data. Am I the asshole?
No.
I'm going to say no as well, mostly because, I don't know, some people just trip out over people kind of keeping tabs somewhat on them. Yeah. But it's not necessarily keeping tabs on you. It's like, oh, I can see it being a little weird, but it's like people are people. They're going to have their little things that they just kind of generally get joy out of their lives. And yeah.
I personally don't think they're an asshole for doing it. I mean, I can their intention isn't assholeless. It's mostly just like, I'm interested in the data. I want to see if it's acceptable or what's acceptable for myself. She's not sharing the data with anybody. Yeah. It's, her own personal thing. But apparently to Reddit, and it's right here, she's an asshole.
Oh, people think that she's an asshole?
They labeled it asshole.
Wow.
In big white letters, red background.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what? Girls also have a very different opinion sometimes on these things, and I could see why females might think that they're an asshole about it.
Did I miss something? So it was just that she just took a log, or made a document with all of
she would write notes. She would write notes down with all of her friends about
what they
wore for that day. And then she would transfer that data onto a Google Sheet, so she had records of it. She's been doing this for 3 years.
And then her friend found it.
And then she had a friend over. They were watching YouTube. And she went to the bathroom. The friend accidentally closed the YouTube link, saw the Google Sheet for that month of all the friends, her included, outfits. What they wore every day.
But she didn't make any notes like, oh, it was ugly.
Right? No. It was like Claire wore black pants, Ken Bishi white shirt, these shoes, I'm guessing. But there was no note saying, oh, I wouldn't wear that. Or
what is asshole about that, though?
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people have like issues with like someone keeping tabs of them or their outfits. Some people have a big issue with that for some reason.
Yeah.
Like I remember some people would legit get creeped out that like you remembered what they were wearing on a certain day. Yeah. But it's just like, well, fuck, I can't help but like, memorize certain things. But it's like, I don't know. It's like they're friends. It's like, I don't see how they're an asshole about that. But I mean, it's like, if anyone wants to keep, I don't know, because that feels so weird to me because it's like being weirded out that a dungeon master is keeping track over your character in his stats. Yeah. That's an invasion of my privacy. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you don't know what adventures I've been on since our last adventure?
Well, it's also like, you're going to condemn me for, taking it to that level, but then you're also going to condemn me if I don't notice that you got a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that you did something.
What are some reasonings that people are giving her that she's an asshole?
That's what I'm going through right now. The first comment that it's right here says, I mean, I don't think you're an asshole for this, but I too think it's a little odd. But everybody has their quirks.
Yeah.
Like you were saying. I can understand why it makes them uncomfortable because even though that's probably not your intention, people can take that much documentation as a form of stalking or obsession and not see anything past that. Now, I mean, I disagree. This is me talking. I disagree with the stalking and obsession part. I don't think it's... Well, I disagree with how they use the word obsession because as if you were a scientist...
It's like a hobby.
Finding data on the monarch butterfly and their different patterns and colors. It's like, okay, would you call that an obsession or just an interest in a scientific?
She's doing like a social experiment, pretty much.
I mean, in some, that's kind of difficult because I think you could categorize it as an obsession because a lot of those people who do a lot of those studies are open about the fact that the only reason that a lot of these people get that into that focused on something like that is because it is an obsession. A lot of the like marine biologists on all these like crazy documentaries where they're showing you it took them like 3 years to finally get the footage of like some mating situation, right? That person, and then they either don't have a relationship with their kids if they have a kid, or they don't have any relationship. Like they don't like that. All they do is this. Like a lot of those people can't have regular families, and they're open about it's because they're obsessed with this. It is an obsession. In order to kind of take it that far, it is an obsession. There's healthy obsessions.
Yeah, and this doesn't even seem like an obsession. This seems like people kind of could have fallen on the middle, but it started leaning towards one side, and that's the side that it fell on. Because if you use different wordage, it's like, no, yeah, this was just kind of a little hobby of mine that I keep track of this, or this is just a little case study that I'm doing on ourselves. It's just something to pass the time.
Well, it seems like an interest. I think it would fall under.
It's not an obsession.
It'd only fall under obsession if they started exhibiting.
Like she's not like clipping out little pieces of fabric from those outfits and saving them in a fucking book and then making it. They're making it seem like she's about to like murder them.
Yeah. If you're like, their hair. If you're trying to like, if they tried to. It might be an obsession. It might be weird if they also then went through the internet and then tried to recreate every outfit. Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. But then even then, like, that's just something that the person likes to do. I don't think that's any reason to condemn that person. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we've normalized so much more fucking toxic behaviors that you should be worried about if that person's going to murder you, rather than like being rather than cataloging or being neat. But then those things for some reason we deem as red flags. But it's like maybe the person who shows up in front of your house with a radio is more worrisome.
Yeah.
There's way worse things that
here's a few more.
Yeah.
I sorted the comments by top comments, or the best comments, I guess, is what Reddit. And the first one goes, "You've been doing this for years? That's incredibly creepy. You the asshole." And that has like 2.9K upvotes.
That's just kind of a funny response. But that's not...
Yeah. But then the second one, and this one has some awards from other people, says, "Not the asshole. Also, have you ever explored the possibility that you may have Asperger's /ASD? I ask this because this is such an incredibly aspy approach to life. Have social problem." I don't know why they said it like this. "Have social problem. How often can I repeat outfits?
So
collect data. Hey, collecting data is fun. I'm going to keep collecting it. Aspies know. This is the way." This is a weird comment, but under this it says, "This is not meant as a criticism by any means. It's meant as an observation of a character trait, and I don't consider Asperger's a disability so much as a difference."
So I kind of understand,
like basing
what they're getting at
outfit choices on that.
Well, only because it's kind of like I get that it's Asperger in the sense that people with autism, from my understanding, is that they generally would have trouble with remembering what you were wearing what they were wearing yesterday. Like, I don't know if this is still prevalent, but I remember that there was like a test was like if people who couldn't remember what they wore or something. I forget if it's reverse or what. Because I remember me remembering what people wore tied into me potentially thinking that I had Asperger's or that I was autistic.
So that's why you like looked it up.
Yeah, but it was so long ago that I forget which way it goes. But there's something in relation to it that like does So if it is that you can't remember what people are wearing generally because you don't pay attention to that kind of thing when you're autistic, then I would imagine that then the more, you would focus on trying to categorize and then keeping a log of all that stuff because you don't generally notice it
or
socially.
It. Yeah.
But you're noticing it in a more analytical, categorical sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she made it seem like she was just generally like, I wonder what my friends do, because I don't really know how many times I repeat outfits type of thing. Let me see what they kind of do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got from it. More people are like, that's creepy though. You're doing it for 3 years. And it's just like, well, it seems like a hobby of hers that she kind of kept doing because it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the saying that data is beautiful because you get to learn.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's how you learn things.
Hey, how
that's how you
dare
figure
you.
things out.
Like,
Anyways.
share, subscribe. Thanks for joining us again, Odd Squad. Probably got grossed out again. We talk about gross shit. You know us. You love us.
We gotta stop disclaiming it. People, that's what they come for.
I stopped.
No. Yeah.
That's why they make fluids for.
You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Bye.
Bye.
Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out.